and night, 6 days a week. And for what? I've been working here 3 years and I have nothing to show for it. No savings, nothing. My salary is still 50,000 naira. I don't have up to 100,000 naira in savings. Nothing to show.
Before we continue their story, if this is your first time here, this is Jaded Stories. We tell the stories that live behind closed doors, behind uniforms, behind smiles that were never really smiles at all. If you're feeling this one, like it and subscribe so the next story finds you too. For once, nobody rushed in with advice. Because what do you say to a woman who has already given 5 years and still has nowhere else to go? Listen closely. This is not a love story. It's the story of four girls desperate enough to accept as little as 20,000 nairas a month. Because in a city where dreams are set to come true and where the city never sleeps, an offer of accommodation, a chance to learn a skill, and somewhere to start life felt like they'd won the jackpot. Everything promised to them made their dreams feel possible. They were ready to work hard until they woke up one morning and realized that they have spent years doing the same thing, no growth whatsoever. It was Lagos. Early morning. The kind of morning before the roosters even finished crowing. Four girls walked through one gate, uniforms neat, hearts heavy, unchecked. Chidinma came to work in tears that morning. What's wrong? The girls asked. Is everything okay at home? She didn't answer at first. Then she said she was tired. Tired of this work. 3 years in, and she had nothing to show for it. She was physically and emotionally drained, with nowhere to go if this job fell apart. She was all alone in Lagos. Her family were all back east. Her colleagues stopped cleaning to console her. It's well, they whispered. Some said she stayed because she had grown comfortable. Nobody asked if maybe she stayed because she had nowhere else that would take her at her age, in a trade where they preferred you young. Nobody had an answer for that. So they did what women in this city learn to do early. They swallowed it, picked up their brushes, and returned to scrubbing floors that were not theirs, in a building that would never belong to them, for a woman who was already on her way in. By 8 o'clock, the spa doors opened, and with them, Lagos walked in, dressed differently depending on who could afford what. And just like that, the tears were folded away and hidden, the way they always were, behind a smile built for survival. Because in this business, your pain was not allowed to show on your face. Only theirs mattered. Only their comfort mattered. You could be breaking apart inside, and still your hands had to be gentle. Your voice had to be warm. Your face had to promise peace to a woman who would never once ask if you had any left for yourself. It happened on an afternoon like any other. A client, displeased over something small enough to have been resolved with a single word, chose instead to raise her hand and strike the girl standing before her. Chidinma's hand rose slowly to her own cheek. She did not cry out. She did not have the chance to, because before the sting had even settled into her skin, Madam had already arrived, and Madam had already decided, the way she always decided, that whatever had gone wrong in that room belonged to the girl and not the woman who struck her. What followed was not correction. It was not discipline. It was a woman reminding a girl, in front of everyone, exactly how small she was allowed to be in this building. Madam told her she was replaceable, that there were girls just like her scattered across every street in this city, and that Lagos would hand her 10 more by morning if she asked. She told her there were no jobs anywhere in this economy, and that gratitude, not complaint, was the only appropriate response to still having one. She reminded her, cruelly, precisely, that she was not a graduate, that she had no certificate, no paper to her name, and that the salary she received, small as it was more than a girl like her deserved. She called her ungrateful. Then she widened it. the way cruelty often does when it finds an audience, and called all of them ungrateful. She said she felt like sacking somebody today, that she might sack all of them and start fresh with people who understood, better than they apparently did, what it meant to be grateful. Nobody in that doorway moved. Nobody spoke. Because speaking in that room on that afternoon was a risk none of them could afford. And Chidinma, cheeks still warm from the strike, said nothing at all. In that room, her silence was the only thing left that still belonged entirely to her. Because somewhere in the city, right now, another Chidinma is crying at another gate. Another blessing is counting 5 years she cannot get back. Another Grace is quietly planning her way out, one small step at a time. If this story reached something in you, sit with it. Then come back, because there is more of it to tell. This has been Jaded Stories. We tell the stories nobody else is willing to sit through. The workplaces, the bosses, the silent battles fought behind smiling faces every single day. Bilingual if this found you and you felt it. Like it so more people find it too. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, because this story continues. Until then, stay awake to what's around you.